Hello guys, this is MP King. Let me I try to record this video so that I can uh, walk through the footprint in the CTV at the same time. So that I just want to share some what I seen, what I saw during today, and hopefully you can understand better. If not, keep watching, keep observing. It's a journey that you learn how to read the footprint. It's not easy, but I think after practicing and you will be a lot better. Um, it's nothing gonna be easy, but that's why it's hard for people to to see the footprint. But when we master it, we can have a big advantage over other trader out there. Okay, um, people might be underestimate the order flow, but I think it's a great tool um, when you understand it and when you see it, right? Um, so to see to see what happened before the breakout of the 2 week balance, right? And you can see that um, a lot of big players stepping in, um, a lot of anticipation from a lot of traders out there in ES today, because of the pressure that is building up for the last 14 days. 2 week balance high is approaching, right? See a lot of buyers step in right here, and a lot of aggressive buyers stepping in after break the zone from 39.14, right? A lot of buyer right here too. And CDV also show the move up, right? You see back test, right? It back test the value area 3900 and move and consolidate a little bit here at 3504 and then continue to move up. You see, when you trade with you turn on this, right? You turn on the EMA 12 and 26 that I have in here. Hold your position along the way, right? Continue to hold your position. Don't be afraid, you know. If you don't pick up the bottom, if you don't buy the bottom, buy on the pullback. On the pullback, you see a lot of volume, right? A lot of volume shut down, but it does price doesn't move only a couple points. So buy on the pullback and hold it until it break the green zone, right? So this is an uptrend right now. Let me play this. So a lot of buyer will step in, right? So it's holding this value area. So if it break me this level right here, gonna be holding it, right? It's gonna be a strong support because there's a lot of buyers step here. A lot of buyer already come here. Um, and you can see here, short seller buyer battle in this area, right? It's come back now. The seller got absorbed. You see, seller got absorption. A lot of sellers standing right here, but buyer also. And we see a lot of aggressive seller. She see how it gonna break through. Is it gonna break through it? They're gonna break through um the 14-day 2 week balance high. Okay, a lot of aggressive coming in. Boom, it's coming in again, coming in. Um, back test. See, buyer got trapped here. Back test this. So this is gonna be a support. This had to hold it, right? It's building up. Buyer stepping back in. Buyer coming in again. Aggressive seller coming in. Buyer, passive buyer, step in, passive, aggressive. See, you see how passive, you see how it move passive. Try to sell, passive take it, passive buyer take it, sell it again, passive buyer get it again, push it down, seller continue. See how the tug of war fighting back and forth. Aggressive seller coming in, aggressive got squeezed. No, no, no. Aggressive seller. You see that? You see that? You see seller trying to step in, but buyer holding it, buyer holding it on a CDV right here, and buyer stepping in again, holding it, seller try to push it down, and you can see that seller gonna push it down more. Buyer step in and hold it. Buyer. You see how this is so amazing. Um, Seller, market order, market aggressive buyer, seller, selling more. Is it hold this line? It's gotta hold this. It's have to hold this. Aggressive seller get absorption. Passive buyer come in. Passive buyer aggressive. You see that? You see that? Passive buyer got it. See a lot of passive buyers step in, absorb order, aggressive seller, and you see how it move. Continue to move up. You see market order coming in, breakthrough. Is it gonna break through? I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Seller step in. Now seller try to push back. You see how it back and forth, back and forth. You see seller step in, buyer, passive buyer, seller, passive buyer, seller, passive buyer. This is amazing. Damn, buyer, seller cut loss. Come in, go, buyer. Market order coming. A lot of buyer coming in, a lot of buyer. Sellers have been passive seller. Is it gonna hold? Is it gonna hold? You see how absorption happening? Seller seller trying to absorb the buyer, but buyer gonna see you see buyer gonna absorb seller. Oh, passive coming in. Boom. Seller got cut. So does it gonna break over this? You see this? They're gonna get over. You see this? Find this line. Break over. Break over. Now you see seller stepping in again. Seller step in and buyer. Ooh, but oh, seller get absorbed. Seller get absorbed. Seller try to push it down, but doesn't move. You see, it doesn't move. Only a couple tick and pacifier coming in. Seller coming in. Oh, pacifier coming in again. Oh, seller coming in again. Passive sell. Push it down. This got a hold now. This have to hold. And on the CDV, you see seller try to sell, but it's cannot move. Cannot move because buyer absorbed everything. Seller got absorbed right here. See, you see seller got absorbed, then passive. Oh my God, there's so many contract. There's so many trader anticipate in this breakout move. Right, you can see that. Now it's what we're gonna go. Oh, you see that? You see how it moved? Passive, passive seller, passive, aggressive seller, passive buyer. Take it. You see how it's moved right here? Boom, boom. Ooh, passive buyer. So much for seller. Break, break. And in the CDV, you can see it's a breakover, absorption happening in break until, let me see, where's it gonna go get? Ooh, buyer got absorbed. Buyer got absorbed now. Seller step in. It's move up. Buyer get absorbed again. Unfinished business. Oh, passive buyer. Step it in. Let's give it a moment. Now, seller coming in, passive seller, absorb it, absorb all the buyer. Buyer got absorbed right here. Do you see how it cannot move anymore? I try to move up, but this is go flat for a while. So seller step in again. Seller and buyer, you see how they fight with each other? Back and forth, back and forth. It doesn't move only one or two ticks. So it's buyer try to push it up. Buyer step in. Seller absorb everything, passive seller. And you see how a lot of when you look at this, right? You see how it push back, try it, buyer try to push it up, right? Buyer try to push, seller doesn't allow them to. Seller try to hold it and step it. You see how they step in, passive seller absorb, buyer, seller, they fight each other, right? You see a lot of absorption happen. A lot, delta is lower, so that divergent. You see delta divergent right here. Now seller step in, buyer get absorption already. So seller stepping in, actually seller step in, aggressive seller and push down the price. You can, aggressive seller not end up buyer. See, pushing down aggressive. So a seller get absorbed again one more time. You see where it's going. You see how it's absorption. If it break here, it's gonna go down. Ooh, seller get absorbed again. One more. Buyer step in. Buyer step in. Um, and you see that, right? You see absorption happening. Oh my God, this is crazy. Delta continue to be lower, lower, delta lower. Um, so this become a support right here. It become a big support right here. Let's see what happened. Oh man, buyer step in, bring the price up, bring it, but that's not enough participant. They're not enough buyer. That's not oh, buyer got absorbed right here. Delta continued to go up. Delta, seller, buyer, seller win. Push it down, not enough participant and buyers. What's happening next? Seller step in, support or not? Nope. Aggressive seller coming in. Keep pushing it down, keep pushing it down. Let's see, this hole right here. It's got a hole right here. It's got a hole right here. Seller continue to push, and push. Wow, seller get absorbed, but then push it up aggressive. There's a lot of aggression in seller. Yeah, seller continue to step in. Buyer get absorbed right here. Seller continue to step in. You see, ooh, it stopped. They gotta stop. Seller step in. Delta get smaller. Delta get buyer stepping in. Buyer step here right here. You see how buyer stepping in. Absorption happening, right? From here to here, absorption. Wow, this is keep fighting back and forth, back and forth. Delta gets smaller, smaller, and smaller, and passive buyer stepping in. You see that? Then it jumped to the other side. Um, and buyer try to bring the price up, but it cannot move up. It cannot move up, and you can see that, right? It's trying, but seller get absorbed all of it. You see how buyer get absorbed? Back and forth, aggressive seller, buyer coming in, passive, passive sell, aggressive sell, keep going. Let's see if it's gonna hold it here. This cannot hold or not. Yeah, you see, seller try to sell, but buyer keep holding it. Buyer keep step in and pull up. Aggressive buyer step in, but price doesn't move up. That's been a lot of seller absorb everything that buyer have. And you can see here, passive seller, passive seller. Ooh, buyer step in, aggressive seller, sell it. Ooh, wow. Eh, wow, buyer continue to absorb the seller. You see how it fight back and forth. You can see from the CDV too, right? Price coming down, CDV going up. That's been buyer try to hold, try continue to push it up, right? And price, you see from here to here, you see a diversion. You see seller, buyer get absorbed, right? Continue to push up to see it is hit. 10,000 or not, right? Or here, is it gonna go any further than this? Wow, it's push, push, push. Man, buyer stepping so much now. Buyer stepping in to see. So 10,000, does it go over it? Um, let's see what happens. So what you can do here, what you can do, you draw the line right here to see it's gonna go over it or not. Let's see. So see, seller absorb or the buyer with the passive seller here, right? Passive seller who absorb everything. Buyer step in, buyer step in, buyer step in, absorb, absorb by and see. Buyer try to push it up, cannot see a lot. You see absorption. You see what happening? In CDV, you can see exactly the same. That's how buyer try to hold it, but buyer try to hold it. See, buyer try to hold it. Buyer try to hold it so again. See, there's a tug of war. You see how the volume between buyer and seller is the look at the number is back and forth the same number. Aggressive, passive, aggressive, passive. They keep holding the price doesn't move that much. You see how CDV doesn't move. The price move not much at all, right? Now the price try to go down, but buyer try to hold it. Buyer try to hold it, right? Just back and forth. Aggressive seller, passive, aggressive buyer, back and forth. Oh, see, you see that? You see 706, 56, 36. See, it's back and forth with each other. The price hasn't moved. You see, you're pushing it down, but price hasn't moved. And see, absorption happening, absorption happening. One more minute, continue to absorb. Oh my God, seller, buyer try to hold it. Buyer try to hold it. Price moving down. CDV doesn't move. So let's see buyer who gonna win. Man, buyer absorb everything. Seller try to sell, but buyer absorb it. Let's see what I'm gonna do here. So I try to go back, buyer try to bring the price up. But can they pass this line? Can they pass this line or not? Seller, seller absorb everything. A lot of passive seller again. Buyer step in, buyer step in, seller absorb. Doesn't move. Oh my goodness. Going. Aggressive seller step in, buyer step in. Oh man. Buyer get absorbed. Seller, aggressive seller coming in. Does it pass through? It passed through. A lot of buyers step in, but price doesn't move. You see how prices move? A lot of buyers stepping in. Ooh, are they giving up? A lot. They try to step in. Buyers try to bring it in. Hmm. Man, buyer got exhaustion. See, a lot of passive. Ooh, buyer stepping in again. Buyer stepping in. Passive. Passive buyer. Passive buyer step. Ooh, seller. Passive seller get in. They're both fighting. Buyer stepping in. Buyers. Oh, passive seller. Passive buyer. Seller. Seller. Buyer. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. It's amazing how it's fighting each other. It doesn't move. Price doesn't move within like 1 point with so many contracts. And the delta is still on the buyer side. You can show it here, right? The delta is still on the buyer side. Buyer try really hard. Okay, buyer try really hard. Price cannot move past this. Buyer try really hard, really hard. Get absorbed by seller. See a lot of seller, passive seller. See, push up, seller, put up, seller, take it, push it up, seller took it, push it up, seller, passive seller, got it, push it. See, try it again, try again, passive seller, get it. Buyer, try it again. Oh man, both buyer and seller stepping in. Oh my goodness. Oh, seller got buyer trapped here. Damn, turn around. 657, 604. Oh man, delta going down. Damn, buyer give up. Buyer give up. Don't you give up on us, buyer. Let's see what happened. Yeah, buyer give up. They try really hard. They try, but the price doesn't move. Aggra- Aggressive buyer can pull seller. Aggressive seller win. Boom, boom, boom. So fast. So fast, aggressive seller. Buyer giving up. Buyer giving up now. Let's see. There's a line right here. There's another line right here. Can this hold this line or not? Can you hold this line or not? F is the buyer can hold this line or not, right? Ooh, you see how passive buyer coming in, seller continue to step in. Ooh, you see how it's moved? Sell, sell push now. All the passive buyer get it, and buyer to step in. Passive seller continue to sell. Back and forth, back and forth. Seller stand here, buyers right here. See how it go back and forth? And the CDV, look at the CDV. Is it gonna push over this? If it's not, ooh, look at that. Look at that right there. Passive seller, passive fire. They play with each other. Let's see how sell buyer try to push it in, but they cannot. Seller stopping them. Continue to push them now. You see that? You see that? Man, this is amazing. Ooh, seller get absorbed. Seller get absorption right there. Step. Oh man, that's so quick. That's so quick. Let's see with buyer try to push it up, but they cannot. They cannot. They get absorbed by seller again. Right? Look at that. They get absorbed. There's a bunch of absorption here. Keep going down, going. But buyer and seller continue to fight with one another. Ooh, passive seller. Oh my god. Oh, absorption. You see how absorption is in the CDB? You see how? Oh wow! Look at that. Best buyer come in, passive seller took it, everything, took it. Like, keep back and forth. There's so much participant in this area. There's so many contract. So this looks like big boy try to sell, passive seller try to sell a lot. Buyer try to step in, but price doesn't move. Price doesn't move. Go the other way. See? You see that? Passive seller continue to sell. Passive seller continues to sell. Now, wow, look at that. But they kept back up so fast. They try to move, buyer try to move, but cannot. And look at the aggressive, look at how aggressive seller, buyer aggressive. It's so fast here. Oh my goodness. I can't even control this. But you see how the fight between buyer and seller and price doesn't move, you know? And I think the opportunity short is here. The opportunity short is here. But when you get through here, a big boy fighting with each other, you know. And we are retail trader. We stay out of this area because it's not worth it, right? It's not worth it at all. You see it in footprint, right? Back and forth, back and forth. It doesn't move. Just move a little bit. You see how 104,000 volume, but the movement is so small. And look at here. You see, all right, seller try to sell, try to sell. Buyer to holding it, right? You see that? It can't move. It can't move. Buyer holding it. Buyer holding it right now. They fight. They fight. Buyer step in market orders. Passive, passive. You see how it fight? It's crazy. It's crazy. Now I push it down. Push, push. Now you see if buyer holding this line or not, right? Now you see it. See buyer holding this line. Ah, let's see. Can they hold this? Buyer can try to step in, but they try a lot, right? They try, but price doesn't move. Did you see that? Price doesn't move. They step in, they try, but aggressive seller doesn't allow them. Passive seller doesn't allow them, right? They move very little. They try a lot of volume compared to here. So much volume, so much volume. Oh, seller standing right here. That's seller. Come on, moving up, buyer. That's amazing. Yeah, that's how you read the footprint. You can see that um, big boy trading both sides of the field. It looked to me like a passive seller that whoever buying from last night actually start selling their product, right? The contract. They're selling, and a lot of participants from the other side, from the buyer trying to participate for the breakout, but then all the passive seller from the past, from the big boy bought at the end of the day, from yesterday, selling it to them with a passive seller, with a passive order. And yeah, well, you can see that, right? It's moving up, up. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. At the end of the day, um, buyer trying really hard, but price doesn't move, right? You can see that buyer trying really hard, price doesn't move. It's not a good idea to trade in this area, to be honest with you, because it's moving a couple point only, right? But it's amazing. I was here and I came back. I went to the city hall today, but I came back right at the time that this happened right here about 12:30. It was amazing when what I saw back and forth, and I see that a lot of participants from the buyer market try to move away from the breakout of the 2 week high, right? But of course, seller doesn't allow them. Look at 6 act, you can see that, right? Come up, come back, and you see that it's less buyer now. Right? Seller absorb, you know, seller absorb everything buyer trying to do, right? Come from here to here, you can see that, right? They come down here, buyer get absorbed from minus 140, 1442 to 688, right? You see that? Got absorbed right here, and buyer continue to hold it and bring it up here when it's got up to this point right here. moving from here to here. Let me see. Let me get this. So this the top right here, actually right here, right, is moving up, right, and then seller try to push it down, right, but then the contract is, the delta is very small, right? Push it down, and then you see how buyer holding this area, holding really well before it break over, right? Yeah, before it break over, right? You see it breaking over. If you look at this, you can see that, oh, buyer win, but it's not. Buyer try to push this a lot, but price doesn't move a lot and get absorbed. And you see a divergence right here, right? You see a really good divergence showing a lot of buyer get absorbed by seller, right? A lot of effort, but no result. So there's a lot of absorption there. So the buyer get absorbed by passive seller, and then it flushed down, but then it hold right here, right? You go back and forth, back and forth. There's a lot of contract, and then you can see that it's so much contract. It's amazing. It's so crazy. 6,000, 7,000. Oh my God, this is so much. I never seen this. Um, I I hope you enjoy this video. I think this is I'm sharing this with our private class so that you guys can do replay, try to understand it, try to just observe it, and hopefully you guys can get used to look at passive seller, passive buyer, and aggressive buyer and seller interact with one another. This is a great example, um, because you can see the buyer get trapped up here. Let me see. Yeah, you can see the buyer get trapped on the way up, right? The buyer get trapped up here. See aggressive buyer step in, but there's no move. There's no move in the price, right? So they get trapped, right? They get trapped up here. The delta is big, but price doesn't move, right? So you can see all that. Um, and then when the price came back down to here, you see seller get absorbed. Um, and you can see the delta divergent as well. This candle, green candle, blue candle, but there's a lot of selling, right? There's a lot of selling, okay? So seller get absorbed right here one time, right? Turnover, delta divergent, come down here, seller get absorbed again, right? Keep fighting back and forth, and then coming back up, and buyer get absorbed. So there's two side playing with one another, trade with each other, right? I think this is amazing. This amazing example here. Yeah. All right, guys. Hope you enjoy the video, and we will make more video when you see something interesting. Um, yeah, I was so amazed at how much contract they play. All right, have a great day, have a great night, and have a great weekend. Actually, it's kind of late. It's midnight in California already. I was so excited to create this video to share with you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and um, keep watching replay, and then watching the interaction of in the footprint between buyer and seller at the key level, so that you can follow them, right? Like, thank you guys. Bye.